Hello everybody, welcome to the DAYZ Survival Guide, Chapter 2, titled Food and Fire. The reason why I'm doing food and fire together is because, well, I kind of needed to make a fire in order to show you, so I was like, you know what, may as well show you how to make a fire and different ways to make a fire while I was making it. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? The first thing you're going to need when doing a fire is a sharp object of any kind. That's pretty needed to start a fire, unless of course you have matches, in which case then you don't need a fire. You will need, like, if you have matches and paper, or matches and rags, or matches and bandages, it doesn't matter because you don't need a knife. The knife is for if you don't have anything like a fire starter. You can take the knife and go up to a tree and click and hold together dark bark. But anyway, you would need two if you don't have a fire starter or kindling, because bark can be used as kindling. And then, hold on. You just go and find a bush of some sort. Okay, I finally found a bush. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyway. So you see that it says gather long sticks. This is what you're going to normally want to do when starting a fire. You can use an axe and chop down like an actual tree to get firewood, which is different than sticks. Firewood actually like makes your fires last a lot longer. But you're mainly going to be wanting to get long sticks and then splitting those long sticks into short sticks. And then what you would want to do is take one of the short sticks in your hand, put the dark bark or any kind of bark, combine it with it, and you'll see that it actually says craft a fireplace. We're going to go ahead and do that since I'm out in the middle of the woods here. Okay. Okay, there it is. There's the fire. But anyway, what you're gonna want to do it outside. You're gonna have to make a, like, if you're gonna do a fireplace, you're gonna have to do it outside, or you can take this and attach it to an indoor like fire stand or whatever you want to call it. Point being is if it's just one of these small ones, outside is the one you're gonna have to do. But anyway, get your matches, or you know what, we won't do that. You can use matches, you can use road flares, and you can use a lighter. There's lighters in the game. But I'm going to show you the way to do it if you don't have any of that. So go ahead and get some more dark bark. Put that away. Okay. So step 2 in this, did I grab it? Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna be what we're making essentially is a drill kit. That's what we're making. So combine it with that, scroll up, and you can see it says craft hand drill kit. Go ahead and craft that guy. And you can only use it once, so don't worry about storage. But anyway, you just click and hold it over the fireplace, so it'll say ignite, and then boom. Now what I'm doing may be a bit risque, but it's whatever. Now if you're outside like I am and not at a house, you're gonna have to go get another long stick or a bush. Here we are. Okay, then you just put the long stick in your hand, throw that away. Grab a sharp utensil like a knife and combine it, and you can make you can sharpen it. And now you can put your food on there. This way is super slow, but you know, you just sit down and roast the thing. Takes a very long time, so this is a very risky thing I'm doing here. Especially when it's this dark, but I just wanted to show you for the sake of the video. But anyway, that's pretty much all you need to really know about fire. It's the same principle when you're like indoors doing it. But anyway, on to food. So food is a very important thing in DayZ. Obviously, you don't need me to tell you that. But as you can see here, I have venison steak. And I will show you the clip of me hunting that right now. Here's another fun fact I didn't know about till like 10 minutes ago. The type of knife you use actually affects how much meat you get. So, like, let's say I used a hunter's knife here, I would get probably a lot more meat than I actually did out of this exchange. Or if I used a bone knife, I would get significantly less food. I thought that was just a fun little tidbit for you guys to know about. I'm gonna make another video showing you the sounds the animals make and, like, you know, what sounds the animals make, so you know which ones you are hunting. But anyway, little tip before we get into actually like the food part of the game. When hunting, I'd recommend doing it with a silenced gun of any kind. You'd probably want a rifle of some kind. A deagle might do it, but a rifle, because it has, you know, it bigger bullet, it will kill the thing instantly if you aim for the head. But anyway, yeah, it's the reason why is probably pretty obvious. You don't want players to hear your gunshot and then come running after you whilst you're just gutting your kill, and then they get both your loot and the animal you killed, which is something you obviously don't want. So yeah, if you're gonna either use, like I have on my CR right now, a bottle suppressor, a suppressor of any kind, doesn't really matter. That's the best tip I can really give you when it comes to hunting. But anyway, food. So there are lots. There's a lot of like variants. There's the what I like to call early game food, which is crackers, cereal, wafers, and stuff you'll just find like on spawn, like pears and stuff like that, and like fruits and veggies, all that stuff. Then there's like mid game, which is like chicken, pig, sheep, and then there's like end game stuff where you get like venison, cow, canned bacon. Canned items are really good. Like if you find one, obviously you should pick it up. But anyway, if you find a canned item, you should pick it up because it's a great source of calories and it can be used as a weapon to knock out zombies and players. It's really effective. There's also there's canned peaches, canned spaghetti. The unknown food can also is a good source of food, obviously. And the way you're gonna want to do that, okay, you have to open this guy. You can either do it. There's a lot of ways to do it. You can use a can opener, obviously. You can use a knife of any kind. You can use a rock. You can use a sledgehammer. Anything that can bash open or cut open a can, you can use to pry open your can. But you're gonna want to either use a can opener or a knife. Well, I do that. I don't really want to waste the food. The reason why is because if you use like a can opener, you will get pretty much all the contents like inside of this, like all the food contents inside this. Or if you use like a knife, you're gonna get a majority of the food contents in this. But let's say if I bash this thing open with a rock, I'm probably gonna get like 25% out of this thing because I bashed it open with a rock, and you know it's less effective that way. If you're in a pinch and need the food, I don't even know if I would honestly bash it open with a rock, if I'm being honest with you. To canned foods and early game foods, also chicken is a wonderful source of beginning game proteins, or not proteins, calories and whatnot. It's also great for bones, so if you see a chicken, just kill it and pick it up. There's really no harm in doing that. The whole gutting and actually like mutilating of the animals. So like if you get a chicken, let's say, in the beginning of the game, and you have 0 gloves on, do not cut that chicken unless you're by a water fountain. If you're by a water fountain, go ahead and cut it open, but you're going to have to go wash your hands because you have blood all over your hands, and you can't eat with blood on your hands. You'll get salmonella poisoning. And then you're going to have to go get these guys to cure it, and it's a whole hassle to get those. But anyway, You can get gloves by getting, since you're cutting up a chicken, you obviously have a knife on you or some sort of sharp object to cut things with. So you're going to want to go find shirts, jackets, doesn't matter. You're going to want to go find something that you can make rags with or make out of with rags. Which you just take by doing that, taking a shirt and then combining it with a knife. Obviously mine won't work, but you combined it with a knife, or you just look here. Let me just give you an example. Like that. Put the knife in your hand, and then you will be able to cut up your, thing. Anyway, and then you take the rags in your hand. You're going to need 2 rags, and then you can see at the bottom left-hand side of my screen, it says craft improved hand wrappings. You're going to want to make those for gloves. And you should just do that anyway. Like if you're going up or down ladders or stuff like that, you can actually cut yourself and start bleeding. So that's not a good thing, So definitely make those. Even if you're not going to cut up a chicken, you should still make improved hand wrappings until you find some gloves. But anyway, you're going to want to do that. And then cut up your chicken. You're going to want to do that. Like if you're cutting any animal or anything up, definitely have like gloves on, because you will get blood on them and then you have to go wash them, and that's a whole it's annoying. It's not fun. You'll get chicken breast and you'll get bones. Bones obviously are very useful because you can craft a bow knife with them, and I think if you combined it with a knife, you can see you can make a improvised hook. Are those gunshots? Oh. Yeah. Someone's having fun over there. Huh. Well, anyway, let's move on, shall we? So, back to what I was saying. Anyway, yeah, if you take bones and combine it with a knife, you can make an improvised hook, which is basically just a fishing hook. That's mainly how you're going to be getting your fishing hooks, or at least that's how I get my fishing hooks. But anyway, also a little, I don't know if unknown fact, but something I didn't know about until recently is that, like for bigger game, like deer, cow, pigs, and stuff like that, you can take the guts of the animal, put it in your hand, combine it with a knife, and you can actually make rope out of it. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. You can just make rope out of guts, apparently, and it looks like normal rope. So, that's a fun little tidbit. You can also take the fat from the animals and cook them. I just don't like to do that because I like the meat more. I don't know why. You could do that. You can take the fat and eat it. It's perfectly fine. But anyway, obviously you're going to want to take the steaks. Careful, though. They do weigh you down quite a significant amount. Like, it's pretty noticeable. There is also mushrooms that you can find on the ground. Now, at first, when I found mushrooms, I was like, oh my god, I don't want to eat these. I could get like sick or something. No, you can eat all mushrooms in the game, as long as it doesn't say rotten. Before we move on into the mushroom part, fruits and veggies, and all food really, if it says badly damaged on it, like the condition of the item is, if it says badly damaged, you can still eat it as long as it doesn't say rotten or raw or anything like that. So with that in mind, as long as a mushroom doesn't say rotten next to it, you can eat it. You can also cook them. I have never cooked them myself, but they're also not very easy to come by in Chernarus anyway. In the DLC, they probably are a lot more common. But anyway, I've read up on the mushrooms, and it said that sometimes it can have hallucinogenic effects. But I've never had that happen to me, so if you see a mushroom on the ground, definitely pick that guy up and eat it. You'll be fine, as long as it doesn't say rotten next to it. Same with pears, plums, veggies, and fruits. As long as it doesn't say rotten next to it, you can eat it. Doesn't matter about the badly damaged condition. As long as it doesn't say rotten, for all foods, you're good to go and you can eat it. There's also this stuff that you'll find early game, and it's kind of like this tiny little cup and it will like say like podgy or whatever the hell it is, or brisket spread. That stuff is good. Always take that with you early game and just eat it. Another tip, early game, eat all the food you find. Do not store any of it unless you have full hunger. Then you can start storing and rationing your meals. Early game, stuff as much of all the food that you find down your throat as you possibly can. It's the same thing applies with water when you're at a drinking fountain. Just keep drinking and drinking and drinking until that circle symbols, that stomach symbol shows up. I was told that tip, and it's been working out really good for me, so now I'm just passing it forward on to all of you. There's also stuff like canned pork or lunch meat. It'll all be in tins, sardines, and stuff like that. Take those as well. That's pretty much it, really. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bye.